Hello, fellow people of the Earth. I am Day 50 from Runetooncraft Productions, and welcome to a new episode of my old school RuneScape Let's Play. Today, we're going to be doing an Aid of Myreque quest. Since we've done In Search of the Myreque, we're now doing In Aid of the Myreque. And, yeah, this quest is kind of a big one, very, very long, and kind of tedious, requires quite a lot of items. So you can see all the items in my inventory are required at certain parts during the quest. So let's go through that. First of all, you need 25 crafting, 15 mining, 7 magic, and you must have completed In Search of the Myreque and Nature Spirit. And if you have those, you also need to get these items, and if you're on an Iron Man, getting these items can be half of the quest anyway. It's just getting all of these items ready. So you need a silver sickle, which you should have anyway if you've completed Priest in Peril, stuff like that. So silver sickle, a spade, some sort of pickaxe, a hammer, 11 normal planks, not oak or anything, just normal planks, 44 of any type of nail, I just got iron nails, 1 coal, 2 steel bars, 1 swamp paste, 1 soft clay, 1 sapphire, 1 rope, 1 cosmic rune, 1 water rune, 5 tuna, 1 silver bar, 1 mithril bar, 1 either lunar staff or Jameis staff. This is if you want to do fairy ring teleportation. If not, just if you haven't done if you haven't started Fairy Tale Part 2. And then, don't worry about this part. You also need 4 buckets, 10 raw mackerel or 10 raw snail, depending on what you need during the quest. It's actually random depending on, it's just completely random. So I went ahead and got 10 raw mackerel and 10 thin snail, just the cheapest type of raw snail I could get, which was thin snail. 12, at least 12, I think it's 10 to 12 bronze axes, but I went ahead and got 12. 4 tinderboxes, and I also have some Morton teleports, which aren't required, but they will speed up some of your time. The lunar staff also works though, if you can use the Canifis fairy ring teleport, like in the Mauritania one. So yeah, we'll be doing both. I'll be showing you how to do both. So yeah, quite a lot of items. So let's go ahead and get ready. Once you have all of these items just ready in your bank to get out during this quest. That's why I do this first of all, so you just have all the items you need for the quest. Just go ahead and just drop those all off at your bank, and we're gonna get out the items that we need to start the quest. Alright, so for the first part here, in your inventory you should have a pickaxe, a spade, at least, or 3 buckets, not at least, but you need 3 buckets, 1 hammer, 6 normal planks, 24 nails, and 1 some food. So I just brought 3 tuna. I need at least 2 of whatever food. I'm going to bring 3. 1k coins just for boat trips, to pay for some boat trips that we'll probably need. I probably don't need about that much. You can bring less than that, but I'm going to bring 1k just to be safe. Teleport to house tablets. This is because my Canifis portal is in my house, because I'm currently not on the ancient spellbook. So I brought those. I'm also soon going to be showing you a lunar teleport you can use to get into the Myreque dungeon instead. So here are the 2 ways to get to the Myreque hideout, which I'm going to show you. First of all, so we're going to use this throughout the quest. So I'm going to show you both of the ways, and then I won't probably show you them again. The first way is if you have a way of getting to Canifis, like I have the Karil portal in my house, which sends you right to Canifis. Then you can go to the trapdoor directly behind the pub in Canifis. And once you go through here, you have to search the wall over here, and pass through the wall, like that. And then somewhere up the cave here, they should have a stalactite right over here. Go ahead and click squeeze past, and then you will end up in the Myreque hideout. Another way of getting to the Myreque is if you have access to the fairy ring network, and you have completed In Search of the Myreque, and I think Priest in Peril or something as well. I forget what the other requirement is. You have access to a fairy ring code DLS. And if you activate that, you will appear in the same cave system that the Myreque are in. And you can go ahead and enter this cave entrance. You pop out over here, go through that cave entrance over here, and then you pop out in this main cave area that we were in before. And you can squeeze past this stalactite over here, which I think now is just... Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Squeeze past stalactite, and here we are back into the Myreque hideout. Anyway, once you are here, go ahead and talk to Veliath, and he'll give you a little story here. And then say, I want to join your organization. and then he'll give you something you can do to help out. And say, can you tell me about this job? So he'll tell you about the job. Okay, then say, okay, I'll do the job. And now you should have started the quest. Just go ahead and check. An 8 of the Myreque. Yep, we've currently done the quest. Okay, so now it's time to travel to Morton. Now there are multiple ways of doing this as well, and I'm going to show you both of them. First of all, the easiest way, but the one that costs a lot of money, is to use the Morton teleport scroll, which I have, which we bought earlier this episode, which are very expensive, and I'm actually probably not going to use those this episode. Now the reason you want to bring more food is if you're going to be using the other teleport method, which is the fairy ring method, where you go to the fairy ring that's in the swamps, but the gas can like take away food from you. You want to bring a little bit more food if you're going to do that, because you're going to need it, because gas might take away some of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just always make sure you have 7 free inventory spots, and we do. We have 7 free inventory spots right here, so we are okay. So now go ahead and, if you have access to the fairy ring method, you can do this. There are 2 more methods, actually. You can use the teleport scrolls to Morton, and you can also, if you've completed Shades of Morton minigame, you can use the Shades of Morton minigame teleport. I have not completed that, so I cannot use that. So I'm going to be using this fairy ring method. So the fairy ring code you're going to want to use is, I'm pretty sure, BKR. I think it's, yeah, BKR. We'll see. Yeah, this is the right one. Now gas will attack you. Go ahead and head north when you get, sorry, south. Head south when you get here. Just go straight south. And then go as east as you can while going south. Follow down this kind of bank here. And you'll soon come across a little parting in the swampish, like, grassy type stuff over here. And it's right down here. It's hard to see, but there should be a boat on the other side. You want to go ahead and board that boat. And then you will end up in Morton after a little boat cutscene thing. Yeah. So here we are in Morton. Now, the town we're trying to access is Berg de Rat. And that is right to the south of Morton. So you should see a little bridge right over here. Go ahead and cross the bridge. And there should be a little gate here. They're ravaged by hunger. And they want food and stuff. So if you go ahead and put food in this chest. Wait, what? Hold on. Hold on a second. Well, I don't know if you think I want your food or your blood. Yeah, talk to Florin. And then go ahead and I think. Hold on a second. Yeah, put a piece of food after you talk to him into a chest right outside the gates. Put some food in the casket for us. He's probably not after anything. Yeah, Florin, that is true. So now they let you enter because you have put food into their chest. So now we can go ahead and talk to Florin again. Are there any out-of-the-way places in here? And then he'll let you know if you think. Alright, now if you didn't bring a few buckets, there actually is a bucket spawn in the city. If you forgot them for some reason, you need 3 buckets. So go ahead and go into the inn over here. And there should be a bunch of rubble over there. Go ahead and climb over the broken down wall over here. And you can't really, you have to use your pickaxe, I think, on the rubble, first of all. There you go. So use the pickaxe on the rubble to mine away the rubble, then open the trapdoor and climb down the trapdoor. Basements full of rubble, 15 piles of them, and you think you'll need to clear these away for the in-basement serviceable. So, you need to go over to this rubble and mine pretty much all of the rubble. Let me just see. Mine the rubble there, yeah. So go ahead and mine all the rubble. Yeah, there'll be little rubble things left over. You want to go ahead and use the bucket on... Sorry, use the spade on the rubble, and it'll be put into a bucket. So that you actually really are clearing out the rubble. You will need to make a few trips with this, so you just go ahead and mine the rubble. Whoa. Oh, cool, we got some nails. Okay. Well, there you go. That's kind of cool. I guess you do get something from this. So once again, you mine the rubble, and you use a spade on the little rubble patch left over to fill up these buckets. And these buckets will soon fill up with rubble, and you might need to use. You might need to make multiple trips, and I'll show you where you can empty the rubble in just a second. Alright, so once all your buckets are full and it says you there are no containable suitable for putting the rubble in, go ahead and climb up the ladder, and there should be a rubble pile directly outside of the bar. Yeah, it's right back there. So you want to climb over the broken down wall and use your buckets of rubble on the rubble pile. And then you can go right down the trapdoor. Also, you'll get a few items when you're mining stuff. And you'll get some nails, you'll get this little plaster fragment stuff. And I'm not sure if this is needed at all for anything, but I'm going to keep it anyway. I'll let you know. I really don't think this is needed for anything, though. If I read this fragment, it'll give you like a whole little history lesson. It's actually kind of cool. If you're interested in Jagex or in RuneScape lore and stuff, you should maybe read it. So there's also this dusty scroll you get, which tells of a person named Cialathin and him trying to reach his girlfriend named Lantania. So yeah, that's interesting. I cleared away the last rubble, and there's a little cutscene we get here, and we notice a little plaque on the wall, which we hadn't noticed before, apparently. I'm guessing that's... where is that? There it is, over there. So there's a little plaque that we've never noticed before. We've cleaned up all the rubble in the basement. So yeah. Okay, so apparently you do need the note and the plaster fragment. And if you haven't received these, go ahead and exit the pub again. And fill your bucket of rubble in the rubble pile. Just put it all in. And search the rubble pile. And you won't find anything if you have them in your inventory, but if you don't, I think if you destroy it, what will it say? Yeah, if I destroy this plaster fragment, I search the rubble pile, and I'll get the plaster fragment back. So, I think you do need these for the quest. I'm like, this quest is so big, I'm trying to like research this quest online. I'm not entirely sure, but just for now, keep them, because I'm pretty sure you do need them. So right outside the pub, there'll be this guy named Razvan. Go ahead and talk to him, and say you're finished with his project, and say, I'd like to help fix up the town. And I'll say, perhaps you could say you're fixing up the general store. You're going to have a chat with the store owner if you want more details. So then, go ahead and say, okay, thanks. So there you go. So go ahead over to the general store, which is just to the, there's actually a bank here as well, which is pretty cool. Right over here. And there's some children, and there should be, wait, I thought it was right over here. Hold on, let me just look at the map. Oh no, sorry, it's the other side of town. Sorry, it's the northeastern side of town. If you can even call us a town. Go ahead and talk to Aurel. Almost said Ariel, but it's Aurel. And say, I'd like to help fix up the town. Look at the roof and then look at the walls. Once you're done with that, come have a chat with me. So he wants you to look at the roof, the walls, and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and climb up the ladder here and search the broken roof. And then go ahead and use your plank on the roof. And you patch up the hole. So there you go, that's the first part. Now there you go. and then talk to RL again. What should I do now? Go ahead and say that. He'll give you a crate. And actually, wait, what should I do now? Sorry, 300 boxes, 10 raw snails for me. It could also say 10 raw mackerels, but it wants 10 raw snails and 10 bronze axes. He wants that to be filled. So there you go. Now the bank that's in the town, unfortunately, you cannot use. Let me just see what happens if I use it, because I'm interested. Yeah, I mean, they don't have any way of using it right now. So, because of that reason, we're going to have to go to a bank somewhere else, and I think the only bank we can really go to is the one in Canifis. So I'm going to go back to Canifis. Or actually, I'm going to go to Edgeville Bank. It doesn't really matter what bank you go to, because I'm going to be using the fairy ring back in anyway, so let's use the Edgeville Bank. And we need to get our, first of all, I'm going to bank these nails that we don't need. Black nails, I didn't even know those existed. So we need bronze axes. Let me just see what, maybe it said on here. Well, let's put the thin snails in there. 10 of those. And then bronze axes. He said 10, I think, so we need 10 of those. Put those in. It also could say raw mackerel for you, so if it says raw mackerel, you need to put raw mackerel in there. And then 3 tinder boxes. Now, just in case I misread that I actually need 12 bronze axes, I'm going to go ahead and bring 2 more bronze axes, because I forget what he said. So, here we go. You'll ask for either 10 to 12 bronze axes. Actually, it says the crate is packed with stock, maybe that means it's done. But you'll need 10 to 12 bronze axes, depending on what he asks for. And then 10 raw mackerel or 10 snails, depending on what he asks for. And you'll always need 3 tinder boxes, so I put the 3 tinder boxes in there. So now let's go ahead and return back to the town. This time I will use one of the Morton teleports, which I have right there. So this is what it'll be like if you use the Morton teleport. No, actually, hold on, before we do that. While we're at the bank, we want to go ahead and get 5 planks. That was a close one. 5 planks. Let's see if I can... Yeah, we need 5 planks. 1 swamp paste. As well as 20 nails, which we have 30 nails here. Also, if you've completed Shades of Morton, you can actually buy these planks and the paste at the Rasmeyer Builders Merchants in Morton, but I have not completed the Shades of Morton thing, so I can't do that. And now, let's go ahead and go back to Morton. Once again, head south, because once you've gotten to Morton. And you can use the fairy ring. I decided to use the 1 scroll for 1 quick teleport over here. Let's go back through the town, and let's go ahead and give our stock to RL in the general store. Okay, I guess you just talk to him. Yeah, but would you consider helping us fixing up the bank? He asks you to fix up the bank now. And I think now you can use the general store. Yep, you can buy mackerel, snails, and stuff from here, which is pretty cool. So, you'll have access to that. Now go ahead and head over to the bank, which we tried before. Talk to Cornelius. And I say, what should I do now? Fix the flippin' bank, would ya? We's not had a place to store our valuables in ages. Get on with ya. So there you go. That's what he says. So to repair the bank, we'll need a hammer, which we have. We'll need our 5 planks, 1 swamp paste, and 20 nails, which we have all brought. So let's go ahead and search the bank booth. Bank booth is an awful dish. There's no way to save transaction use, so there's a lot of broken glass. So, hold on a sec. It's not even telling me. This guide that I'm on isn't even telling me how to fix the bank, so I'm just going to figure it out by myself. Repair. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to try using random stuff on here until something works. There we go. If you use a plank on that glassy area thing, you'll get a teller window. So you got that. Then we got to prepare the wall back here by using planks on the damaged wall. And then talk to him again. You have to recruit someone. So you now have to recruit someone to actually use the bank. Hold on, let's see if I can access the bank. Wait, what? So yeah, he says we need to recruit someone. Hold on, what should I do now? Do you fancy the job? So now he works in the bank. So there we go. So now we can actually use the bank, which is cool. So now we have access to our bank from here. Now while we're at the bank, let's go ahead and take out 2 steel bars, which we got earlier. A tinderbox. We have a hammer already. And 1 coal. And we're going to talk to Razvan, who's over here. There he is. He's the one holding the weird kind of multi-tool in his hand. Oh no, that's a rat. Never mind, I thought it was some sort of multi-tool. That's a rat. That's weird. I'm trying to agree your efforts are probably the most proper and correct. Thanks, I think. What should I do now? There's a furnace, we're up again. Alright. So now we need to repair the furnace. Now if we look on the map, we should get... Yeah, it's over there. Alright. So go over to where the furnace is. Marius, no. Looks like he's sick. Maybe he's just sleeping in the only bed they have in the entire village, who knows. So there's a furnace over here. If we search the broken furnace, it'll let us know how broken it is. Unfortunately, there's a huge hole in the chimney, which is probably why it won't work. So there we go. So I think what we do is we use our steel bars. Here you go. Use the steel bars on it, patch up that hole, and then you use coal on it probably. Then you'll light the coal probably. This is, I'm guessing this, by the way. I'm guessing this entire thing, but there you go. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Look at that furnace. Whoa, whoa, that's okay. Camera guy's going all over the place. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's why. I don't want to hear your pathetic excuses, Gadaranks. Never be anything more than a useless human unless you can prove yourself worthy. But my Lord Vanstrom, there are precious few human settlements left worth collecting tithes from. Yeah. Oh no, so we're actually creating problems here. Gadaranks is here and he wants blood. Alright, so let's go to the bank and prepare for a fight. All you really need for this is a silver sickle because that does the majority of the damage on them, I think. Actually, you might need it. My guide doesn't say because I think any person who made a guide on this quest, as far as a text guide or something, it kind of went half-assed because it's such a giant quest that they just didn't really care to, you know, focus too much on it. They just kind of put down like what could be needed or like what you know, just do this. Don't worry about why. Just do this. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring a. I'm gonna try out a few things. We'll see what works. So this is what I'm wearing. Let's go ahead and go over to. Oh yeah. Go over to where that cutscene just happened. Make sure you have your silver sickle with you. Okay, so that guy's killing me. I thought Gataranx was over here. It's not even telling me where this guy named Gataranx is. So, I'm gonna figure it out and I'll be back. Alright, well apparently according to another guide, Gataranx is at the general store. Yep, here he is. Alright, so talk to Gataranx. What's going on here? Okay. Then talk to Whisket. You think we can stop us? Go ahead and then Gataranx will start attacking you. Okay, so I can kill him very easily with my whip. So there we go. Talk to Gataranx. Then kill the Juvenates. We'll see if I can do any damage with them. Oh, here's Velia. The Silver Sickle seems to be doing the most damage. Is he doing? Okay. There we go. It's like, is Velia even doing anything? Doesn't seem to be doing that much damage. Let me see if this does anything. Nope. Okay, so I'm thinking you can only damage them with the Silver Sickle. So, make sure you have that. And then you can kill the vampire Juvenates. Oh. Did the other guy just go away? Cough, cough. You don't feel sorry for me though. I understand you want to feel strong, you're on the wrong side. I want my family. And they'll tell you how you can kill. The bustle of the village increases slightly, what? And they'll give you the Gather hammer, which is this cool thing. So now talk to Valiaf again. So now he heads back to the Hollows. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go back to, for me I'm going to go back to Edgeville. You can also go back to Canifis. And go back through the dungeon to the Myreque after we've got our inventory set up. I'm going to go do Edgeville instead though, so here I go. Okay, so this part, if you have low combat stats, you can give... we have to escort this guy, right? And we can give this guy some steel armor, which we won't get back. You can give him a steel chain body, steel med helm, steel plate legs, and a silver sickle. You can also give him some salmon, snail, slimy eel, or stew. I'm going to go ahead and not do that, though. And I've got my blessed silver sickle. I'm going to fight by myself. And just let him, I'm just gonna, you know, try and see if I need to get him armor or not. So it's gonna be testing it for you guys. So what we are gonna need though is we're probably gonna need a little bit of food. This whip and this thing is not gonna work. I'm gonna put everything away that we don't really need right now, like all this stuff. Let's get out. I'm just gonna get out some food for myself just in case I need it. Get out a single click combat spell to gain the to fight things. So I'm just gonna get out some runes to use Fire Strike. Actually, I'll just use air. So the reason we have this is because we want to quickly get the. At one point, we need to get the vampire. I want to get a vampire lured to us, and it's easier to do it with spells. So this, I just brought some combat spells. I'm not sure if you need any of this stuff. I don't think we do. All we need is some combat stuff. Some weapons we can use. Apparently we can also use the Silver Light from Demon Slayer. Dark Light also works. I don't think I have any of this in my bank for some reason. Silver Bolts works. Wolfbane Dagger works. I think I have that. Yeah, I do. So we'll see what does more damage, the Wolfbane Dagger or the Silver Sickle. I'm thinking maybe the Wolfbane... No, the Silver Sickle looks like it. Okay, we'll do the Silver Sickle. So those are things that works. Blessed Axe from Animal Magnetism. It looks like I don't have that in my bank either, because I probably just dropped it. So, there we go. Okay, so I started looking at a few guides, and I think we are going to want to get Ivan some armor. It's going to be really hard to do this without it, apparently. So we're going to go to the GE, and I'll let you know what you should get. Or if you have this in your bank, you can just get this out. We're going to bring a steel med helm, steel chain body, and steel plate legs, and a silver sickle. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the GE. So I already have a steel med helm and steel plate legs, so I just got out of my bank. We're also going to bring a... if I could access the Grand Exchange. Also going to get steel chain body. Just one of those. Alright, so what I got from him was steel med helm, steel chain body, steel plate legs, silver sickle, and around 5 salmon. You can get more salmon if you want. And he only accepts for food salmon, cooked snails, or cooked slimy eel, or stew. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the fairy ring method to get back to the Myreque hideout, which is in the caves. You can also use the trapdoor behind the pub, stuff like that. I'm going to use this method though. So DLS. Once again. And then go through the cave entrance. And then go through the cave entrance again. Deadly red spider, okay. And then squeeze past the stalactite. Or mite, or whatever. Talk to Veliaf once you're here. You've been forward with that. So we need to take Ivan. So, hold on. So first talk, no, sorry, after you talk to Veliaf, talk to Radagad. And then talk to Pol Mafi. Wait, what did he say? Alright, now before we talk to Ivan, sorry about my dog drinking in the background, we're going to use all of this armor on him, which he will apparently wear under his robes. Then we'll use our unblessed silver sickle. And then you can give him some salmon. And offer all of the salmon to him. In fact, I could carry another 10 bits of food. Okay, well I gave him 5, so there we go. Alright, you know what? Okay, so I have not done this yet, and the guides are very bad. So I'm going to go ahead and actually get out a whip, some sort of attack weapon other than a silver sickle, because I'm actually completely unsure if we're going to fight anything other than a vampire. But just to be sure, I am going to get out a whip. So I would, if unless I put some comment or something on the video right now saying you don't need to, get one out as well, like a whip or or something like a dragon skimmy or something you can use to fight normal things as well. So I'm going to get out the whip and maybe a little bit more food. And then go back down to the hideout. So apparently, reading more on this, we will be able to take Ivan on a short route and a long route. Now on the short route, you'll have to fight 4 level 50 vampire juvenites. And on the long route, we'll have to fight 2 level 75 vampire juvenites. I'm going to go for the short route with the 2 level 75. Oh, sorry. The long route is the 4 level 50. The short route is the 2 level 75. I'm going to do the short route because that's probably easier than the long run. Because it's probably easier to defend Ivan, but it's kind of a harder fight. Depending on what your level is, you might want to go for the long route. So these are the two routes. The shorter route is potentially more dangerous. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, this is where we use our combat spells to lure one of them towards us, apparently. So we don't move. I don't know, I don't get it. That's what this guide said. It said, bring the attack spell and use it to lure the first vampire and kill it. The second vampire will always attack Ivan at the same point, so let's hope that Ivan survives until you finish off the first one. So we just kind of have to hope that Ivan doesn't die. Which we gave him some food, so it looks like he's doing okay. Hey, how you doing, Ivan? You alright? Look at this. Ha ha ha. Time to disappear and rejuvenate. And now we are at the temple. Rushing ahead as I'm eager to get out of these muddy clothes. So there we go, now he's at the temple. So now go ahead and, I think we're supposed to open this trapdoor. Yeah, go ahead and do that and talk to Dreadzel. And then he'll go through a little chat with you. And then say what happened before in Mauritania, I think. I'm gonna go through all the stuff and Ivandis. Is there somewhere I might be able to get more information about Ivandis? And they say very well Mauritania is lost then to ignorance. And say the lives of Mauritanians could rest on this. So it gives you this strange temple library key. So now use this key on the keyhole over here and go down the trapdoor. And here we are in a little library area, which apparently is above the area we were just in, which is a little weird. So I want to search these bookcases and we should get 7 warriors. Oh, I think this is a book on... Yeah. Sorry, I'm actually interested in Panos, or like, but sorry, Runescape lore and stuff. But yeah, that's the book we want, I think. It's a ancient book titled The Sleeping Seven. So you just go ahead and flip through it quick the entire way. I don't think I flipped through the entire way. So go all the way through the book. And there we go. And now I want to go to the Myreque hideout again. So let's go up the trapdoor, go back into Kennefice, and I'm just gonna run over there. Might as well. Right to the trapdoor. Actually, you need to get a. Oh, sorry. Go to the bank before we go into the Myreque hideout again. The bank in Kennefice, and I'm just gonna bank. We'll bank. I think. Well, I'm not sure if we need food anymore. I'm gonna bank that. We want to get out our hammer, our soft clay, our mithril bar, our silver bar, Water rune. Cosmic rune. Cut sapphire. And rope. Once you have all of that, go back down to the Myreque hideout. But before we get to the Myreque hideout, before we like squeeze past the stalactites, there should be a one of the passages on the east side is like boarded up, which I think we saw before. Yeah, there it is. So we want to use our hammer on that wooden thing, and then enter the cave entrance. And here we are in a new little area thing. And there's a little tomb over there. So, yeah. And use the soft clay on the tomb to get a rod clay mold. And then we need to go to a furnace to make this rod. So, well, I guess whatever furnace you want would work. So let's get out of here then. Not sure what's happened to my throat right now, but anyway, let's go to the furnace in Edgeville. And then we'll just use the fairy ring to get back. And we want to use the rod clay mold on the furnace. Sorry, I want to use a silver bar furnace. Okay, I want to make a thrill rod. The rod looks very similar. Refuse and tell the rod and lack. Okay, and now we need to use enchant level 1 jewelry on the rod. Now, if we look at it, oh wow, that's a weird thing. It seems to vibrate and glow. So now it's like a mortal enchantment. Okay. Okay, so now we want to head back to Canifis actually. So I'm gonna use my portal in my house. The Carriel portal. And we want to head over to the... And actually, while I'm here, I'm going to go to the bank and get Morton teleport, because we need to get back to Morton after we do this next thing. So, let's get that out. Morton. And I'll take out one of these as well so I can rejuvenate my energy. We want to run back over to the temple with the scared Saradomin priest who doesn't want to tell us anything and is scared about truth. So, yeah. And we want to use this Thrill rod or whatever on the rod with the well in the middle of here. And now it should say, rather strange way, okay. So now we need to get back to Morton. Oh yeah, the rope was used to drop. I was like, why do we need a rope? And it was used because we attached the attached it to the rod to dump it into the well. So now we need to give the rod to Veliaf, who is now in the new location that we created for him below the pub. So let's open the gate to Burg de Rat, that is the south of Morton. Go through the pub entrance. Climb over the broken down wall. Down the trapdoor. Talk to Veliaf. And I've brought to you the rod of invite. I am Vindus. Well, Durf, you've certainly excelled yourself in the task. Cool. So now we are. Okay, so now we have access to the temple trekking minigame. We get 2 quest points, 2,000 XP in attack, defense, strength, and crafting. And now we can also start Darkness of Hallowvale quest. So anyway, yeah, that was quite a long quest guide. What's my crafting level? 63. Okay. So yeah, that's probably one of the most tedious quests. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like a terrible quest. Really, it wasn't like I had a terrible time doing the quest or anything. But you know, oh well. It was a long quest. And now we can also use the bank here. We have access to a brand new area of RuneScape with the bank here and stuff. So I'm just gonna bank everything. Oh, by the way, these two things. Let me just see if they're needed at all. I'll be right back. Okay, so both of these things will not be needed, and they're just going to take up bank space, so I'm going to destroy them. And if you ever want to read about the lore again, you can always get it by exploring the rubble right over here anyway, so yeah. Anyway, guys, that is it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I have to decide whether I want to do Darkness of Hallowvale and next episode, maybe, and kind of complete this whole Mauritania section of quests. Or maybe I'll do it later, who knows. But, you know, I think there's multiple reasons also. If once I do that, a lot of these will be done, and maybe I can move on to Devious Minds and stuff. I'm very close to being completed with all the quests. Like, I think I've got 29 quests left until I have my quest cape. And some of those quests are actually very short. They're just little quests that I haven't done yet. But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you